what I know a lot of us want to get into. A lot of us want to talk about is Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams. So with Spencer Rattler, I don't want to don't want to trample on the kid's grave too much. He's still a he's still a kid who's still trying to make plays. He still wants to he still wants to be a good quarterback. But I think what you're seeing is what you saw in this game is just kind of a microcosm of what you've seen throughout the year. He was very indecisive. Turnovers, obviously the interception, and who knows whose fault that was, the miscommunication between him and Nossa Stogner. The fumble, again, him trying to make too many plays, do everything on his own, and then just his overall command of the offense. But I think more than anything, a lot of things that you see is the lack of leadership on behalf of Spencer Rattler. When Caleb came in, made that first long touchdown run. No congratulations to Caleb Williams. No congratulations to the team. And you could tell based on the way the team responded to Caleb Williams that the team is behind him. The team wants him to be the quarterback. And I don't know if it's the turnovers. I don't know if what what you get out of Spencer Rattler is really more of a me type person. I think the leadership or lack thereof, I think, was very apparent. No matter what happened throughout the game. Now, I will give the kid credit. He came in and delivered a good throw on that two-point conversion, which obviously made that game a little bit different for Oklahoma down the stretch. So I think, the discussion will be, me personally, we'll get into this as well. I would be surprised, barring injury or barring just incredibly bad play, by Caleb Williams, if Spencer Rattler actually plays another meaningful down, at least this year, for Oklahoma, because I think there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. Granted, Oklahoma's offensive line played really, really well down the stretch in the second half, but you have a little bit of a limitation in terms of the offensive line, and I think Caleb Williams' elusiveness, his ability to run, gives defenses something else that they have to think about. So I think that I think that helps, gives Oklahoma a little bit of a better opportunity to be successful. And I think about, you see the offensive line pass blocking was really, really solid in the second half, and I think there's something to that. I think Spencer Rattler has all the skills and all the tools to be a great quarterback for Oklahoma. But there's one thing that you think about with a lot of these kids that are great 4-star, 5-star players. Does he have it? Does he have the intangibles? Does he have what he needs to have to be able to lead a team to win a national championship, perhaps? And I think and I think he's just not that. He's just not that quarterback. He's just not that guy. He doesn't have that built in to him. So I think what you maybe lose from some experience from going from Spencer Rattler to Caleb Williams, and it is something that you obviously gain in terms of leadership. You gain in terms of his ability to run. I think you gain in terms of just what he brings to the overall psyche of this team for Oklahoma. So would be absolutely shocked if, first and foremost, if Caleb Williams doesn't get to start against TCU. But again, just like I said, barring injury or barring a situation where Caleb just really, really struggles, certainly would not see Rattler again in the near future. And I would be shocked, would be surprised. I know he's making tons of money right now in kind of the NIL deals, and there's been a lot of rumors around going that Rattler early on in the season was out partying and doing some things for 4 to 5 days a week. Not sure what the legitimacy of those are. And I think the one it looks like maybe that's why a lot of the students were booing him and asking for Caleb there in the West Virginia game, just because of of that. These students are very close with these football players. Obviously, I mean, in close proximity and things like that. So I think, so I think that's something that there was something to that. And then obviously, I think Riley made the right decision. Obviously, I know he said in the post game it was a tough decision. I don't really think it was. Obviously after the long touchdown run, he puts Spencer Rattler back in again. And then he makes another just bad play and trying to almost an exact replica of what he made a year ago in this game. So yeah, I think you have your quarterback of the future and you have your quarterback now. I think you know tons of great things that you can take away from Caleb Williams. Him, moving around in the pocket, finding guys, and Marvin Mims making just two um, astronomically impressive plays. You've seen a lot of the kids that have got either individually or as a group. Some of these kids that have been maligned a little bit earlier in the year. Marvin Mims is one of those who just played outstanding. 5 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Best game of the year, I think, for my money, based on the type of catches that he made and how big they were for Oklahoma. Best game of his career, no doubt whatsoever. So going into this game, and I'm not sure how you guys as a fan base, kind of looked at this. Oklahoma was 5-0, but you were 5-0 and you weren't very impressive. And certainly the first half wasn't impressive. Oklahoma finally put it together and played complementary football in the second half and outscored Texas. I think it was 35-10. So I think, for me, being transparent with you guys and watching, I didn't have a lot of faith and a lot of confidence in this team being a team that would be able to get to a national championship game, win a national championship as well. So I'm starting to change my tune based on what I saw here in the second half. I think Oklahoma has the talent. I felt like there was some problems internally with this team, but they found a way. It looks like I think it looks like Caleb Williams was maybe the glue to that, where he came through. Now I think on the we've credited Caleb Williams a couple of things that um, he needs to remember his check downs a lot. There was a couple of times where Eric Gray, Kennedy Brooks, and just some of those short receivers, either out of the backfield or short intermediate routes were open. He missed them, but something that you would certainly expect as a true freshman, playing his first meaningful actual snaps as a quarterback. But yeah, there's no, and he'll get better with that. You got to absolutely think that he'll get better with that. And I think certainly you have him as a guy that's going to lead this team for the rest of the season.